time you're going to put a factory anywhere, and in a sense, a data center is a type of factory. Let's be honest. We all love these. We all walk around with them. We never put them down. If we're going to keep these, we're going to need something like this. It goes somewhere. It has to go somewhere. Your data comes from somewhere. Your storage comes from somewhere. Any factory or any large building that goes up is going to have noise. We've found ways around that. You know, you have shrubs you can put up. There are walls you can put up. There's many things we can put up to help with the noise. The water usage, look at some of the larger plants around town. They probably are using more water than even a large data center is going to use. The utilities, you know, that's really the utilities department to tell us, hey, we can support this. And you know what? No, we can't. One or the other. But that's not, I mean, like you said, you're not an expert in the utilities. Neither am I, nor do I want to be. But all these things, I understand that they factor in. However, I also feel that, like, maybe China is loving the fact that none of us want these data centers around our areas. You know, and like I said, this information is being housed somewhere. I don't necessarily think that we need to throw the idea away. I think we need to do some more research, like you guys have already said would probably be done. I just don't think that we know enough, but at the same time, I don't think that us as citizens are doing enough actual research. I think we're jumping on the social media bandwagons and not really reading into it. But I have done the research, and it's really not as bad. I have contacted some of them over in Shawnee County, because there's a total of, I believe, that my last look, there was 6 data centers over there. The neighbors don't care. The neighbors aren't complaining about the noise. They're not complaining about the utility usage. They're not complaining about the water usage, because all the research was done ahead of time before everything was done. So I mean, again, I appreciate you guys asking us what we're looking for, but I think that we need to do our own research and not, you know, jump on the bandwagons. And I think we'll find that the research is out there, and it's not all negative. It's really not. So again, staff, thank you for looking into this.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Brooks?
So I'm probably pro data center, just to throw that out there, in this in a very similar sense that Commissioner Nelson shared. And yeah, and I know it's a hot topic and all those things, but my concern is that there's a lot of misinformation. So that's obviously what we're trying to get to, is what's the right information. So just thinking about from the city's perspective, you know, the power usage is not the city's problem. That's Evergy's problem in my mind. So that's really, as long as they provide the power, you know, that has to get worked out. Evergy still has to provide power to our houses. If that doesn't happen, that's a bigger problem. But I don't think Evergy's going to do that. I think the noise is something that can be managed, but the water, I think, is important to manage. Because if it is a open loop system, it's going to use a lot of water. And my concern would be that the city's utilities system would not be able to handle that. And so you overrun the system, and all of a sudden you're affecting the neighborhoods. And so I would, back to Commissioner Nager's comment about, you know, we're talking about a potentially massive use of a utility in the city. And so from a planning perspective, I feel like there's got to be some control over, someone can't just come in and take over you know, add 100% capacity to our systems. That negatively affects everybody else from a zoning perspective. It's a different way to view zoning, but it is a thing. So my question is there a way from a planning or zoning side of things, can the utility usage be discussed?
So I believe if we were to process a conditional use permit, some of the findings that need to